Okay, so a couple of you have been having a problem where when trying to engage gear or select gear or even start the car up, instead of N or the gear you're in, it selects, it like shows one line flashing with the petrol gauge or three lines flashing with the petrol gauge. From what I've been told, it's an error to do with the gearbox, so naturally I had a look at it. I have got the same problem with this new car I've got. This is a coupe version. I've still got my notch. I did have this problem, and whenever I tried pulling off, it jerked quite violently, and if I didn't put my foot down when it started jerking to actually make it pull off, it would do the same thing, stop and give me the line error. My brake light switch has also thrown up an error code. This could be, again, the brake light switch. I'd highly recommend getting a diagnostic device and checking, because this could be causing the problem as well. I'm not an expert on this, so I might be wrong there, but I would definitely check your brake light switch for starters. What you want to do, today I'm going to show you how to hopefully sort the problem out. This works for me. It may not work for you. If it does cause any damage or problems, I do not take responsibility. I'm just advising you on a way that worked for me. So again, I'm not taking any responsibility. If you break your car, you break your car. If you've got a star machine, what we're basically doing, again, if you ain't got a star machine, it's fine. I'm going to show you how to do it on a Delphi cable, which is a cheaper alternative. It does work. If you've got either one, all we're doing today is resetting the gearbox's programming and teaching it in again. So what we're going to do is we're going to reset it and reprogram it. With a star machine, it's relatively straightforward. Same with a Delphi, it's just slightly different on a Delphi. I'm going to show you how to do that next. Okay, so by now you've turned your ignition on, made sure your battery's got good charging, disabled your immobilizer, and it's either in the flashing thing again or in N. Obviously check for faults first, including your foot brake switch, because that could be playing up as well. You obviously fix them first. Now you've plugged it in, blue light's on. This is again a Delphi guide on this one. It's all plugged in, wired up, and you've opened up the WOW software. It doesn't work on the Delphi software. WOW's the better one to use. You want to select Smart Petrol, All, and for 2450, because for some reason it doesn't have the option to mess with the gearbox on the Roadster subheading. Again, pretty much the same gearbox, shouldn't cause any problems. Once you've selected that, you want to go over to Functions and Calibration. Once you've done that, this will come up. First thing I'm going to do is Clutch Learning Reset, because we want to clear all the code that's on there because it's not working at the moment. It's going to tell you to make sure, like I've done already, that the handbrake's on, ignition is on, but engine is off. Vehicle is stationary, battery voltage is good, and obviously you're in neutral. Now, you obviously then click Note Read and Understood. Click Continue. It'll tell you again to make sure of that. This menu may pop up for a few seconds, but then it will reset the box. It's relatively quick because all it's doing is clearing stored data off of a unit. While you're doing this, again, it may flash green and blue. It's perfectly normal. Now, once you've done that, we're now going to want to, we've reset it. Now we're going to want to pulsate the actuator motor to make sure it's working. So you click OK. It'll tell you the same stuff as before. Click Understood and click Continue. And then click OK. You'll hear your actuator motor pulse in and out, fairly good pace. If you're hearing that, then it's clearly working. This will run, and at about 50% it will stop pulsing the motor, completely normal. Then at 100% it will say done, finish, and you can click continue. I'm just going to pause the video until it says it's completely finished, because there's no point in recording that thing going across. Okay, so it's gotten to the end, 100%, and it'll say it's successfully carried out. That's great. We're going to click OK now. So now we are going to program the clutch itself, which is on this option. It's going to say the same thing again about making sure everything's good and green. Click continue, click OK. It's relatively quick. There we go, and that is it done. Again, this works for me. It might not seem like it's doing much, but it worked. Now I'm going to program the drag point. Now for this one, the car is going to start up. So again, make sure the handbrake's on, everything else is good, we don't want any accidents. Now when you're doing this program, the engine may sound different. Again, you don't be revving it or touching any controls while doing this. The engine's going to sound different for a few seconds, and you're going to probably feel it like pull a little bit where it's actually messing with the clutch. So we're going to click continue, and OK. Now the car's going to start up. Oh, just click OK for the final time. Okay, car's going to start. This bar will get to the end. Now my revs are slightly high because the car's just started up. What this one does now is it goes through very slowly and waits for them to drop slightly. So while it's doing that, I'm going to pause the video while this bar goes across. Okay, so it's nearly completed. There you go, 100%. As you heard, revs changed slightly and then dropped down to their normal range. It's basically programmed it and it's done. That's it. That's pretty much it. That's the guide. But yeah, as you can hear, everything's fine. The car's still working, and now when I select gear, it actually goes into the gear I want. Car doesn't stall or anything. I'll put it in reverse, try reversing the car and show you it's reversing without jolting the car. Oh, take my handbrake off, that would help. Right, reverse showing you it's working. There you go. No jolting, no nothing. Working completely fine. I'll now pull it in drive, show you it's going forward. No problems. So again, this has worked for me. It solved my jerking problems and the car randomly cutting out and displaying all these errors. Whether it was handbrake switch that not handbrake, sorry, foot brake switch that's caused this, I don't know. But yeah, I've replaced that. I've reset the error code. It was still doing it. I've done this and it worked. It stopped the jerking and got rid of the lines. It may work for you, it may not. If it does, that's great. If you mess your car up again while doing this, I do not take responsibility. I'm just advising you on a fix that worked for me. If it works for you, that's great. If you've got any questions about it or need any help on doing this, I'm more than happy to answer them and help. I hope it does work for you and that'd be great. So yeah, any questions, feel free to ask.